Okay, hello guys. This can be my reaction to Sweden's defeat to Denmark in the Women's World Cup qualifiers. I just want to say I have no idea why my camera is doing this weird thing that's following me around. It's really annoying. Usually I just turn it off and it's just not. So um, yeah, I want to record the video anyway, and I can't be bothered with it anymore. So I'm just gonna record the video. I'm just gonna talk about the game. You can see my recent search there. Um, So let's talk about the game. I want to make this reaction quite quick. Um, I think I've seen a lot of different stuff about this game. So obviously this is a big game in the World Cup qualifiers, and that we've lost against Denmark. Actually, first time we've lost against Denmark since 2016, which is kind of crazy. Um, I've seen lots of different. I've seen a selection of people being very unhappy. Um, Generally with maybe Gustafsson in the performance, and other people that are more like that was really unlucky. A lot of the players seemed to be more just really frustrated and didn't feel it deserved to go that way. Um, I'll be honest. I think we played quite well. Now, I say that as someone who doesn't love Tony Gustafsson. I'm not 100% convinced by. I was about to say I'm not convinced by a lot of the stuff he's trying to do. I'm not convinced about the excessive young players with and little experienced players in the starting 11. I do think that could become a problem, or is a bit of a problem. And I don't love necessarily the style, but I do think we played pretty well today. I do think we played pretty well. Um, this is wrong. This is wrong, this formation here on SofaScore. So I'll ignore that. I'll try and come up. But first of all, we had loads of chances. We played a different sort of shape today. We played a different sort of shape. We had Anderson over there, Holmberg kind of as a wing back, Yusu Bar as a wing back, Skroder, Blackstenius, no Carnarid. So this was forced by Carnarid. Interesting to see if he'll keep going. So yeah, so overall, I thought we played quite. I thought we started the first 10 minutes really well, got the goal. Skroder had a chance that she put narrowly wide. Angeldal looked a much better. She looked the best she's looked under Tony. She looked really in the groove, really in control. I don't think we actually did as much on the counter as we might usually. In our first few games under Tony, a lot of it was about getting the ball up as Lani and then playing Yusuba and Conrad in behind. Overall, Denmark did sit with a bit deeper, so I don't feel like we had many chances, if I'm remembering correctly from that. We still played with that similar kind of direct, high intensity play at times. At other times, we were a bit slower, really, with some of the centre backs. But overall, we put a lot of balls into the box, and we had lots of chances. I mean, the stats we had only 4 on target. We had 15 shots off target. And I don't know if this all adds up. Pretty sure I saw somewhere that we had 24 shots or something in total. We did dominate a lot of that game. 67% possession. I do think we were unfortunate not to win that game. I think I was expecting it to be draw, really, towards that end, or we were going to win. I didn't see Denmark coming back into that. Unfortunately, Bella Anderson maybe a bit at fault. I think we just got caught out on both of those final goals on the counter, which Denmark are quite good at as well. But I do understand why people are frustrated at Tony. But I don't think, and I think, look, you can always kind of analyze. I mean, I thought the bringing on Ilestedt was kind of laughable. At the end as striker, I love Ilestedt, and I think in the right kind of moment that could be useful. We know she can score goals, but when you've called up 5 strikers, I just think that's a weird look from him to do that. Why not EJ if you wanted a physical presence, or if you just wanted someone who could actually get you a goal? Then Beta Olsen is there as well. I think there were players that had pretty good games. I don't think anyone was that amazing. I thought Angeldal looked better. Zigotti was a bit quieter. I think Sophia really came in and looked really comfortable. I thought she played pretty well. Nell Hager, I thought, did really well. Sorry about that. I thought Nell Hager did really well, being that kind of centre of the three. I thought Anderson struggled a bit more. I think she can come out with the ball, play some nice progressive passes, but then I think she also looks a bit awkward at times, not fully comfortable, and I think that also happened for the final goal. She just got caught out a bit, which is unfortunate. I mean, it's not. I wouldn't really blame her. Really, it's not really. It was just we just got caught out. Yusu Bar played well. She had to get back and defend. When we were without the ball, we kind of looked a bit more like this, but also depended when we were pressing higher, it was something more kind of like we kind of did a bit of a hybrid of two different kind of systems. Blomqvist came in, which was a surprise. I mean, Sophia really was a surprise. I forgot to say that. I mean, that was I did not see that coming. But he wanted to play with three centre backs, which is something Tony's hinted at all the time, and he's finally done it. But I think for me, Blomqvist came in because she's got high intensity with the way she plays. She presses high and she's not slow. She's pretty fast. She's probably the fastest option out of the players on the bench if you're looking at pure pace. And I think that's why the reason Tony selected her, rather than Rolfer, who is a bit slower, a bit more technical. Vinberg, again, probably a bit slower. Kafaji, he probably didn't really want to play in that role. But it was kind of, these players found up these positions. Holmberg got really high and wide. It'll be interesting. Conrad wouldn't play in this system with Holmberg. It was quite similar to our last system, but also very different as well. The shape. I think when we built up from the back, Yusu Bar was very high in the same way she would be, but generally when we were, I didn't think I don't think we could get Yusu Bar in behind as much on the counter, and that's where I think the game plan was slightly different. Same with, it wasn't like Holmberg was playing where Conrad was playing. It was a slightly different kind of performance. But yeah, I mean, I'm just kind of going nowhere now. I think I'm sorry, this video has been really messy. What I would say is we're not in the best place in World Cup qualifying. I would also caveat that to say is the playoffs should be relatively easy, and I don't want to jinx anything, but especially if you come second, you play someone from League C. I can't remember if third, but I think you play someone from League C. I'm gonna have to check that. You've not got a tough playoff game. It's not like you're going to play against someone who also finished third in the other group, in the other League A group. So I'm not sweating over this table, but it is still concerning to draw against Serbia and Denmark. Like, the results don't look good for Tony, and like I said at the start of the video, I'm not hugely a fan. Like, I just think at the end of the day that back four or even back five with UC Bayern was so inexperienced, and I do worry, and I think they played well, but I do also worry how far he will push that and how that may actually hinder some of the younger players not having that experience around them. And I think Eslani, he was forced into not playing. He can't have players Eslani anymore, so he can't really hang his hat on that. So he's got to find a way around that. But I think we started really well the first 10 minutes. Denmark kind of came back and kind of calmed us down. They obviously got their goal. I think in the second half, especially at the start, we had loads of chances. Blackstenius had a good one. She had one where she curled wide, and then another one on her left foot, which just went past the post. UC Bar had a similar one curling wide. Schroeder had a few chances. I didn't even talk about the goals. The first goal, but that was a really good goal. I don't know if Schroeder's flick was intentional, whether she was actually trying to have a shot and it kind of miscued. But it was still nice play. That was Yusu Bar's first goal. So nice, but I generally think that towards the end of the game, I think we lost that intensity, and I think that is something with Tony's game. He does want quite high intensity, and you're going to lose that. And Tony usually has made all subs, and he didn't today, which I thought, and he took a while to make his subs today, which was interesting. And he didn't bring Kafaji on. Like I said, he didn't bring any of the other strikers on. Conrad wasn't really available, I don't think. But yeah, I mean, I don't really have any other words on it. It's a shame because I think we actually played pretty well. That's my general thing, and I know that not everyone's going to agree with that. I know some people are more frustrated about it, but I think that was the best we've played under Tony. I said that in the Italy game, that was probably the best, and then Serbia we were poor. Italy, I don't think we were that great, but you could see what we were trying to do. Today, I think we dominated the game more in a way that we've not under Tony, and we couldn't capitalise. And I don't think you can fully put the blame on him. I think you put the blame on him for maybe the second half for not. But I think you can always blame the manager whenever you lose. I think you can always find a way, oh, you shouldn't have made that sub, or you should have made that sub. So I don't really like doing that. But I do think that in the second half, you could have probably freshened it up, because I think we started putting more and more kind of like tired balls into the box later on. And I don't think that was really helping anyone. So yeah, big game on Serbia that they've got on Saturday, I think, that they've got to win. It's really a big game, and I don't really know how he changes it. Maybe we'll do a video on that. I think he'll play the same team, and I won't be angry about that, because like I said, I think we played quite well. Blomqvist was largely anonymous with the ball, but I think she's there for her energy, and I think she did provide. I thought Stina played well as well, and Skroda played well as well, but I think we need. There was just not that clinicality. So that's why I don't want to hyperanalyze and go too deep on, oh, it's another loss. Oh, that's quite bad for Tony, because I think objectively the performance was not that bad. I think it was quite good. But they've got Serbia they played very poorly against. So that will be an interesting test. But yeah, give me your thoughts below, because I'm actually really interested to hear, because like I said, I've heard different things, or if you disagree, then like tell me why, because I'm probably I don't claim to at all be an expert, so I might be talking nonsense. That's just how I felt in the game, that I thought we did quite well, but we're just a bit unfortunate. Yeah, so I'll see you next time, and sorry about that camera, I'm seeing it move again. And yeah, I'll see you for the next Serbia game, or maybe a video in between. I just realised I was in front of the camera the whole time, but the mic. But see you. Thank you. Bye.